But I wanted to talk to you guys about China and what's going on. I know there's been a lot of confusion because I used to go to China. I had a business called the Canton Fair Experience, and that was with my partner, Steven. And we have taken, I don't know, almost 60 entrepreneurs to China with us. And we went through, it was a whole thing, right? It was like a 2-month long course. And then, we took you all the way from coming up with an idea all the way through to, understanding manufacturing, everything basically except for launch. Because like we gave you the resources for launch, but it would be hard to do that, hard to launch without products, right? So we take you all the way to sourcing. And so Stephen and I decided that we had kind of different visions for that company. I really thought it was important to get the course, get the information out to you guys. I kept getting messages of people that were not ready yet to go to China, and they really needed the information. And they were like, I need the information. I need to learn from the course. And the only choice that they had was to book a call with me. And that's a lot of calls to get that much information. So, Stephen and I decided, and Stephen also wants to just really help people, but he really wants to do the whole thing as a big package. So he's doing that on his own, and that's awesome. He's got a lot of great information to give, and all of that. But I want to talk about what I'm doing, what we're doing, what's going on here for this community. So it is my intention to get this information out to you guys. So I want you to have all the information that you need to successfully come up with product ideas all year round without having to go to China right afterwards, right? So that you can travel to China anytime, right? So I'm launching an ideation and validation masterclass. And that is you can sign up for that, your interest form. I'm going to launch the beta in February, middle of February. And what we're going to do in that class is we're actually building on everything that I've done before, because ideation, we didn't really cover a lot of that in the Canton Fair experience. And it was something that our participants really, really struggled with even after we went through ideation. So we're doing a full masterclass just to focus on how to come up with great ideas, how to study your target market, and then how to validate those ideas in the marketplace. And then taking that into, how do you turn that into a business plan? Then we can go sourcing, right? So everything in the ideation masterclass that I'm doing is designed to help you build your foundation of your business. So we're going to be like teaching you how to really like in depth come up with ideas. We've made some incredible curriculum, but the idea is to get you guys really thinking, really studying your market, really finding opportunities in your niche, understanding how to pick a niche, understanding how to give people things that they actually will want, and then understanding how to actually validate your ideas. So it's a whole course about this. And then after you validate that idea, how do you turn it into a business plan, right? Because that's the hardest part, because you can go through this whole ideation process and come up with a product idea, but you're still like nervous, like, oh my gosh, what do I do? But if you actually have it fully validated and into a business plan, the next thing that you do is you just source. And then the next thing that you do is once you source, you just execute your business plan. And it's the coolest thing. You already know where your audience resides. You already know who to reach out to. It's really, really a great thing. So if you're interested in attending the Ideation Masterclass, sign up for that at amazingathome.com/ideation. And just fill out the interest form there. And then as soon as I build out the page and everything for that, and I know everybody wants to know how much is it going to cost? I don't know yet, because I haven't actually finished building out all the curriculum. So I don't know how many modules and how long this course is going to be. So that I have to wait until I know that. But I do know what's going on with China, because I do have costs and everything for you guys for China. So let's talk about China for a minute. If you're wanting to come to China, I want to remove all the barriers. I don't want you to be afraid to come to China. And I don't want you to not be able to afford to come to China. China is super affordable. Okay, guys? So let's talk about what Amazing at Home is going to do in China. I am partnering with my friend Baptiste. He already lives in China, and he is setting everything up for us. He has already looked at hotels. He is hooking it up, and it looks amazing. So what we're going to do in China, and this is for anybody. This is for the people who haven't been to China before. This is for the people who want to go back to China with a group of like-minded entrepreneurs. It's going to be super affordable. So let's talk about it. We are going to go during phase 2. We are also going to have optional add-ons if you want to come during phase 1 or phase 3 of the fair. Canton Fair phase 2 is from April 21st through the 26th or 27th, I believe. So I have the dates actually on my website, amazingathome.com/China. I have the dates in there. And then I'm going to actually be adding all of this information that I'm releasing to you now. I will be adding that next week. We're going to build that out. But right now you can sign up for your interest in that. So there's an interest form there. So how are we going to do it? We are going to go during phase 2. And then again, you can also purchase an add-on for hotel if you want to stay during phase 1 or phase 3. But we're going to meet there. We're going to go during phase 2. And what we're going to do, if you sign up with us, we are going to cover 7 nights of your hotel. We're also going to cover transportation to and from the airport to the hotel. We will cover transportation to and from the Canton Fair and the hotel every day. We will cover a tour around the Canton Fair on the first day so that you can kind of get your footing under you and understand what's going on there. We will cover 3 meals at night, we're going to do 3 different networking events, paid meals at night, which are going to be a lot of fun. We'll either do those at the hotel, or we've got some ideas for some fun. Like there's some really awesome restaurants like right on the river. It just like lights up at night. So we're going to cover 3 of your meals, and transportation for those as well. And so that is everything that's covered, as well as strategy sessions. So if you're coming with us, we're going to do a couple of weeks of strategy sessions, a whole month of strategy sessions in a Facebook group. So when you sign up with us, you're going to go into that Facebook group, and we're going to do weekly live strategy sessions where we're going to talk about sourcing. We're going to talk about, okay, how do I come up with how do I come up with my sourcing list that I plan on sourcing for? What kind of things should I be thinking about when I'm communicating with suppliers, when I'm communicating at the Canton Fair? And then just being able to ask each other questions. We're going to have some experts in that, in those strategy sessions to kind of answer your questions. And then the cool thing that we're also doing is we're doing some really fun add-ons. So everything that I just talked to you about, we're going to help you with your visa, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to, make our travel plans together. Everything that I just talked to you about, the 7 nights of hotel that's covered, the transportation to and from the fair every day, 3 paid meals, your breakfast is covered in the hotel, and then your transportation from the airport to the hotel and back. All of that is $29.95 during our early bird pricing. That's it. So you can come to China with us. The only thing you're paying for basically is your flights and a few meals. Your flight is cheap. I got a multi-city flight from San Antonio, and we went to Shenzhen for a few days. We went to Shanghai for a few days. Then we went to Guangzhou, stayed for a month. Then we went to Chengdu, played with the pandas, and Beijing to see the Great Wall. All 4 of those places, round trip from San Antonio, less than $700. So you can fly to China cheap, very affordably. So your flights are good. And then what should you plan for food budget during that week? If you're wanting to come, you should plan for, usually meals in China are around $4 in US money. So they're really cheap. It's really, really affordable. Most of your transportation will be covered, or you'll be kind of splitting cabs with people or whatever, right? So transportation's also really cheap. Like a cab across town is, I would say like a cab from like the hotel to the train station on average, the most expensive it got was like 40 US dollars. And then most of the time there was like 4 of us, so we would split it. But just to go from like the hotel to a nearby restaurant is less than $10. So we're also going to do some really cool add-ons while we're there. So we're going to have a couple of master classes, which is going to be super fun. And those are going to be optional. You don't have to participate in those. It's just stuff that if you want to participate in those, then you can add those onto your trip. So the 2 master classes that we're going to do, you guys, did you know that that the Canton Fair has a lot of great factories, but those factories pay about $80,000 to $100,000 for one booth? So the factories that you're seeing at the Canton Fair are not the like, there's just a tiny sliver, over 60,000 booths, but a tiny sliver of what you can find in China. So we are going to do a sourcing in China masterclass while we're there. And I'm inviting some of my amazing friends that are on the ground there in China to come and do a panel and answer your questions and teach you how to source outside of Canton Fair. Because it's okay to source at Canton Fair. I want you to find good suppliers at Canton Fair, but I also want you to be empowered to find factories for your niche outside of Canton Fair. So we're going to do a whole panel on that one evening. We're going to talk about how to do that. How do you find great suppliers outside of Canton Fair? How do you find them when you're just wanting to travel to China during the year? Trust me, traveling to China during the year when it's not Canton Fair time, you can get tickets dirt cheap, right? And remember, we're covering your hotel, so that's really great inside of that price. So we're going to do a masterclass on that so that you can really, whether you're a beginner or somebody who's been to China a couple of times, we're going to really help you master that, right? Give you some of those awesome tips. And then the second masterclass that we're going to do while we're in China is all about placing your order. We're going to teach you during the strategy sessions how to communicate with a supplier, how to communicate back and forth. We're going to give you different scenarios, that kind of thing. We'll do some role playing, some practicing of that kind of stuff. But when you get there and you find a supplier and you do a factory tour and all of that stuff, how do you place your first order? Do you know how to put your order together? Do you know how to do a spec sheet? Do you know how to do do you know what legal documents you should have in China? Do you know what they should look like? Do you know how they should be signed? What should you be looking for, right? Do you know how to do a purchase order with your supplier and have the right writing on it? We're going to do a masterclass on that in China, and that's going to be an available add-on. So even our add-ons, even if you're not with our group, you can participate in our add-ons. So definitely, if you're going to China and you want to participate in our master classes while you're there, then definitely keep that in mind as well. But if you're just wanting to come to China, as I said, $2,900, y'all, and we're covering seven nights of your hotel. We're doing all these fun add-ons. We're covering your transportation. We're covering three of your 6 evening meals. So that's pretty awesome, right? Breakfast is covered, your transportation is covered. So looking forward to removing the barriers of going to China. If you want to go to China in person and source, you got to come with us, y'all. You just have to. Just let's get it done, right? Let's not worry about it. Let's go with like-minded individuals. Let's go. Let's source together at the fair. And I'm also going to be opening up my schedule. So if you're able to go and visit a factory, you can always book me to come along with you. You can book coaching sessions while we're in China. So if you want some one-on-one time at the fair, but we're also going to do some group time as well. So that'll be really, really fun. I can't wait, you guys. I'm really looking forward to it. Baptiste sent me pictures of this hotel. Y'all, it is off. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. What's great about having him, his wife is Chinese, and having him there, is just so great for him to take care of this for us. So looking forward to it. Can't wait. If you're interested in coming to China, even if you're interested and you're not sure yet, go to amazingathome.com/China and fill out our interest form so that we know that you're interested in coming, and then we can release it to you. We will limit the number of people that come on our trip, just because you know, this is kind of a beta for Baptiste and I. We've been to China a million times. Baptiste already lives there, but we want to make sure that we're providing everything that you guys need. So that's why it's so affordable, and we hope to keep it affordable for a very long time. But obviously we can't let 100 people in. That's too much for us. But we're thinking like 25 to 30 people right now. And if we need to expand it, we can. We definitely can. So, but you know, let us know how you guys are feeling. Let me know what your questions are. Let me know what your barriers are to going to China. Hopefully I've removed some of them with this. And then let me know if you're interested in the ideation masterclass and really learning how to come up with those ideas and set up a foundation for your business so that then you're able to source. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.